guys, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, and today I'm going to be reviewing Spider-Man Edge of Time for the Nintendo Wii. After playing Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, I decided to jump right into Spider-Man Edge of Time. Spider-Man Edge of Time was released in 2011. It was based on Spider-Man, of course. I mean, why wouldn't it be? And it was developed by Beenox. It was released for the Nintendo DS, Nintendo 3DS, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and the Wii. Yeah, no Commodore 64 port there. For this review, I'm going to be reviewing the Nintendo Wii version. After playing Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, I wondered if Beenox could take the game and elevate it even more and move it forward. I was pleasantly surprised in some areas, yet I was equally disappointed in others, much like having a night with your mom.
Fatality.
Now let's talk about the story. The first thing I want to make a big point about is the story of this game. The story was the weakness of Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Dan Slott did a phoned-in home version of the game with a very simplistic storytelling that really wasn't anything great. The gameplay was great, sure, but the story held the game back. This time, the story is written by Peter David, who did a much better job with the story of this game. This game is a sequel to the 2010 Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, although we did not get Spider-Man Noir or the Ultimate Spider-Man in this game. In this game, you'll combat threats across space and time and attempt to save both realities, where you're going to use Spider-Man 2099 and the classic version of Spider-Man. While in this game, you have less characters to play, the story was much better and made a lot more sense and had a lot more depth than the previous game. The gameplay contains a cause and effect system where each one of Spider-Man's actions will directly impact the other. This game just has a ton more depth. It made a lot more sense, and it adds a layer of complexity as opposed to just going and grabbing pieces of a shattered tablet. Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions was written with the skill and originality of someone that earned a degree from Occidental College, which is as easy to enter as your mom. This story takes us to 2099 with Miguel O'Hara as he investigates an Acclimax scientist, Walker Sloan. While spying on Sloan, he discovers plans to travel back in time to establish Acclimax years before its original founding, allowing him to rebuild the company in his image and dismantle its corporate rivals before they even have a chance to be established. If he would only have gone back in time and removed Dan Slott's writing on The Amazing Spider-Man as well.
Finish him!
In the process, Miguel discovers Sloan has built another gateway in Parker's time, in which contained a quantum causality field linking their time periods and causing actions in the past to directly alter the future. Now, I'm not going to tell you the rest of the story because I actually think it'd be beneficial if you played through the game and seen the story for yourself. The music for this game is an original score that was written by Gerard Moreno, the lead composer of the God of War series. So I expected a lot, but to be fair, the soundtrack was just okay. It wasn't anything that really jumped out to me and made me go, wow, I want to listen to this outside of the game.
Okay, great, no spider sense. No!
Trying to cure you.
Go cure yourself. Nice try. Didn't work.
Next, let's talk about the gameplay. Spider-Man Edge of Time is a linear game, which was still a nice change of pace for me after playing all the open world games. The game is in third person, it's an action-adventure style, and you get to play either Spider-Man the classic or Miguel O'Hara the 2099 version. The players with any of the characters can swing, they can web zip, crawl on walls, and use spider sense to identify enemies or objects that were necessary to progress the game. The game also sees a return of the XP upgrading system where you can earn XP by completing various challenges that can be used to purchase new fighting moves, or increase your stats, or even unlock alternative costumes. Each version of Spider-Man had an exclusive ability. The original Spider-Man had Hypersense mode, which allowed him to move more quickly so that you could pulverize your enemies one at a time or run through elaborate laser defense systems without getting hurt. This version of Spider-Man required more finesse with your fighting and more care to not get hit. Alternatively, the 2099 version, Miguel O'Hara can create a fake simulation of himself that diverts the enemy's attention, that way he can get away or get attacks in on them while they're focused on the simulation. You know, I wish I had Miguel O'Hara's power last night when I wanted to leave your mom's house.
Ultra Combo!
The camera though in this game often poses challenges, making it a little bit more challenging than it should be in several of the situations. Now, one of the big points here that I think is essential in this game is the atmosphere. The atmosphere is where I think this game takes the biggest hit. In the previous game, you got to travel in many different locations, each one being unique and adding more visual appeal to the game. Sadly, in this game, everything takes place in Acclimax. Therefore, it gets old fast. You don't get to see anywhere really different or unique, and each room looks just like another version of the last, which sort of looks boring. Graphically, the game still holds up, the characters look great, and the cinematics are good and hold up well today. The voiceovers also were very good in this game. Matter of fact, I think the voiceovers were an improvement over the predecessor. It did not hurt that the dialogue was much better as well.
It was like old times, wasn't it, Peter? And I know it wasn't my old times. Not really. But it was as close as I was ever going to get. Be honest. Was I
Yeah,
good?
you were great. Better than the original.
Overall, the reception for this game was quite mixed. GamePro highly criticized the game, pointing out that it ultimately doesn't live up to Shattered Dimensions, only giving Edge of Time a fair rating of 3 out of 5. Joystick was more critical, giving the game 2.5 out of 5 and criticizing Beanox's misuse of the Spider-Man character. IGN gave the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions a 4.5 out of 10. But they gave the Wii version a 6, and they also gave the Nintendo 3D version a 5.5. GameSpot gave the game a 6 out of 10, saying that it tells an enjoyable, absurd time-hopping tale, but stepping into the tights of its two heroes doesn't feel as empowered as it should. Overall, this game, I would say, was average. Granted, the last game was really good, so it did hold the bar high. The story was great. The gameplay was okay, but nothing really revolutionary or making me go, wow, I need to play another one of these. If I had the choice to rather play this game or Shattered Dimensions, I think I would choose Shattered Dimensions every time. But I really wish that it had the depth of writing that we had in Edge of Time. Overall, I gave this game a 7 out of 10 shields, which is more than I can say for your mom.
Okay, I get it. I'm zapping this squid and de-tentacling it as fast as I can. De-tentacling? Don't use made-up words. Right, what the shock was I thinking?
Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you didn't get all mad and rage-induced by the mom jokes. If I did, just tell me how much of a jerk I am below. I understand. This video wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for these amazing people that you see here right now. If you want to help the channel, like, subscribe, leave your thoughts about this game. Also, if you want to help even more, I have a Patreon or Subscribe Star that you can subscribe to and get exclusive videos as well as exclusive music tracks that you can use just for your own listening pleasure, or you can use them on your own videos without having to worry about any copyright strikes. Well, once again, thank you for your time. You're amazing. And until next time, keep it frugal.